Well, you know, we always love to be in our backyards and then also have wildlife in it. So I'm with Ryan Gilpin, and Ryan, I just listened to you do a wonderful seminar about having wildlife in our gardens and in our backyards. And so tell me, like, your background a little bit.
So I work for a small consulting group in the San Francisco Bay Area, a division of the Bartlett Tree Expert company. And we specialize in tree preservation and writing arborist reports and things like that. But we also, I've been more focused lately on wildlife and tree-bird interactions in particular.
So as a homeowner, you know, it's getting into that springtime, and so we're going to be out in our gardens, and we might be doing some pruning. So really, there are some things that we should be watching for when we're pruning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important when we're working to be aware of wildlife and birds in particular, especially nesting wildlife, because at that point in their life cycle, when they're young, when they're eggs or chicks, they're very sensitive to impacts, and they're trapped in one location. They can't flee us when we approach them. And so this is a good time to, when we're out planning our tree work, planning things that we're going to be doing, to be aware of those nests, be looking for them, and try to avoid them and not impact them when we do find them.
Right, and it won't be too late. Once they fledge, it won't be too late then to go in and go into that tree area, and you won't be disturbing them because they're already gone.
Yeah, so typically you can remove that tree or that branch that the nest is in once the young have left the nest. So it depends on the species, but that can just be a couple of weeks. It might not be very long.
Right, right. And then also, while we're looking at our landscape, our trees, we're maybe seeing some dead branches or some rot going on, and so we want to take it out, but you're saying maybe we want to preserve it.
Yeah, in the urban forest, in our gardens, we've done a very good job of understanding the risks that some of these dead branches and dying trees pertain to us. But they also we've done such a good job of getting rid of them that we maybe don't have enough in our gardens and in our urban forests. And so anything that we can do to preserve these dead and dying trees, because they're such a important resource that's also been removed from our urban forests, I think is important. But it does have risk associated with it. So I think it's important to have, we have a specific training in risk that many arborists have, and that we can go through a process of determining how risky, how safe these trees are, and when we can preserve more dead and dying trees in our gardens and urban forests, that the wildlife are really going to benefit from that.
So if we wanted to do that, it's really possibly we need to call in an expert, maybe, to kind of see that, because we want to be safe in our gardens, but we want to have the wildlife protected too. Absolutely.
I recommend using a certified arborist, and any time that you're doing tree work, they can be better for the tree, better for the wildlife, and better for you ultimately to do a really great job.
And also, you're involved in an organization, it's Tree Care for Birds, and so that's a great website for information for us too.
Yeah, currently the Tree Care for Birds website is really California-centric. We're working on expanding that out to more states to include Arizona, Nevada, and Hawaii. There's not any specific information about the Pacific Northwest right now, but there are bits and pieces of information in there that are definitely pertinent here.
Ryan, maybe you can give us just maybe 2 tips that we can all use for our this time in the spring.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just go out and observe the nature around us. It's both really great just to enjoy the wildlife that we do have, and to be aware of, hey, I might be having an impact. There may be some nesting wildlife here. And then if you can't preserve a dead or dying tree, if it's unsafe, consider leaving some downwoody debris around your property, some large branches, big pieces of wood, where it's appropriate and where it makes sense.
That will really be helpful for everybody. Thank you. Well, if you have any other questions about this subject, you can always go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the Bartlett Tree Experts website, or you can check out the Tree Care for Birds website. Thank you so much.
Thank you.